£110,000 has been taken from a convicted criminal in the first ever crypto seizure under Scottish law. And so in this video, we're going to look at how new rules that have been effective from April this year are allowing UK law enforcement to confiscate crypto assets without even needing to first make an arrest. Hi everybody and welcome again to Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon. Now in today's video we're going to be discussing a seizure. So the authorities in Scotland have managed to take £110,000 worth of Bitcoin from a convicted criminal. As always guys, let's jump straight into this article, no messing around, and see what we can learn, and then we'll comment after. So, in a landmark case in Scotland, £110,000 or approximately $144,000 has been seized from 29-year-old John Ross Rennie. This marks the first time that proceeds of crime legislation have been used to confiscate crypto as physical cash. This case was settled at the High Court in Edinburgh. Rennie of Cambuslang was convicted of possessing stolen goods following a violent robbery in Blantyre, southeast of Glasgow, in March 2020. The court heard last year that 3 men conducted a home invasion where the victim awoke to find a man standing over him with a machete, forcing him to transfer 23.5 Bitcoin, which is the equivalent to £109,601. During the attack, a woman at the property was repeatedly beaten with a personalised Toblerone bar and thrown into a bedroom. The assailant then made a throat-slitting gesture with the bloodied chocolate bar before fleeing. Although Rennie denied involvement in the robbery, he was identified as the technical brains behind the operation, providing expertise on how to transfer the crypto, as per the BBC's report earlier this week. Despite his role, Rennie received a relatively lenient sentence of 150 hours of unpaid work and a 6-month supervision order, and on September the 3rd, lawyers at Edinburgh's High Court agreed that the Bitcoin could be converted into cash. In response to the surge in crypto crime across the UK, the FCA, which oversees the financial services sector, dedicated 30% of its financial crime specialists, or 15.8 staff members, to concentrate on crypto asset firms. The UK Home Office announced new powers in April this year that enable law enforcement to seize crypto tied to criminal activity without needing to make an arrest. And now these rules, implemented following last year's crime bill, aim to more swiftly confiscate illicit assets. Meanwhile, crypto tactical advisors have been stationed across the country by police, leading to the seizure of hundreds of millions of pounds of digital assets. Besides, in January, a joint investigation by the NCA and the US Drug Enforcement Administration into a drug ring led to the confiscation of $150 million in cash and crypto. So there are several interesting aspects to this particular article, and the first being that this is the first ever use of the proceeds of crime legislation on crypto. So it's been seized under the proceeds of crime legislation in the UK, and which is showcasing basically how digital assets are now being treated similarly to things like physical cash or gold or traditional assets in criminal cases, and it's setting a legal precedent for how crypto assets will be handled in future cases. So this is all first time stuff. So it's an intriguing development. We've got another aspect of this kind of touching on this confiscation without arrest, which I don't agree with. The police have got new powers and the authorities have got new powers which allow law enforcement to seize crypto assets without even needing to arrest or charge somebody. They don't need a warrant. So this is a first in legal enforcement. And it signals this kind of aggressive approach to, or the government's aggressive approach to disrupting illicit activities that are using crypto, and it'll probably, if it sticks, it'll shape the future law enforcement tactics globally, I would imagine. Now, in terms of the robbery itself, according to this report anyway, the victim was forced to transfer Bitcoin under the threat of violence. This kind of stands out as well because they've used a machete and, if I'm understanding this correctly, even a Toblerone chocolate bar. I mean, it's serious stuff. This, but it's just such an unusual choice of weapon, shall we say, during this home invasion to steal crypto. So it's just bizarre. And an unusual aspect to this crime, and it draws attention to how criminals are adapting traditional methods of using violence and then applying it to crypto, to being able to steal digital currencies in crypto. It also talks about cross-border collaboration. We've got international law enforcement cooperation here, such as the joint investigation between the UK's NCA and the United States DEA, or Drug Enforcement Administration. And so this sort of increasing global reach of crypto crime is being mirrored by the, shall we say, growing collaboration between nations and different governments and different law enforcements from different jurisdictions to combat it. And it's signalling how, borderless digital assets like Bitcoin are requiring borderless solutions. And I think the government are learning something here about crypto, that crypto really is, and Bitcoin is global. And I think a lot of people as well might think that this is quite a lenient sentence actually to give this guy, 150 hours of unpaid work and a supervision order. When if this is all true, it's quite a severe crime, really. I mean, it involved a violent robbery. 110,000 quid is a significant financial loss to an individual. Well, it'd be a significant loss to a company, never mind an individual. So it does raise questions about how courts might be navigating sentencing towards, crypto-related crimes, whether the justice system is actually prepared to handle these sorts of cases with, appropriate severity for sentencing. So we're still working all this out. These are all first, and we need time for this to all play out. And one of my personal dislikes about this, not particularly to do with this actual case, but it's the public perception of crypto crime. So this article is shedding light on how high profile criminal cases involving crypto can actually affect public perception of crypto and of Bitcoin. They can associate crypto with violent crime or illicit activity. I hope they don't, and that's the reason for this channel, is that we're trying to educate people, trying to make people realize that the majority of people, the vast majority of people that are in crypto are not criminals, and but sometimes cases like this can be used later to, as influence how policymakers and the public might view the safety or legitimacy of using crypto. So that's what I've got for you today, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.